Like a
Ooh.
toot toot. Goodness gracious. Okay, welcome.
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 Welcome back to the Unhinged BookCast. This is a book podcast hosted by two book besties. I'm LJ.
And I'm Jess. Whether this is your first time joining or you've been here from the start, we are happy and thankful you are joining us.
Whether we're deep diving into thoughts and theories or just riding the vibes, we love discussing our current reads with each other and now with all of you.
Tonight's our discussion of Dawn of the North Part 1. This is book 3 in the Ashen series by Demi Winters.
As long as you have read through the previous books and through our current reading section, you will be free from spoilers.
Speaking of spoiler-free, you can join our discussion spoiler-free, chapter by chapter, in our club on the Fable app.
While we're on it, please do all the things liking, following, and subscribing on all our platforms for the Unhinged BookCast.
It helps us grow and reach new friends. But before we get started, we need to give a quick content warning.
We are reading romantic fantasy books, which tend to include gore, violence, and a few rolls in the furs.
Though our conversations tend to skirt these topics, we do frequently use naughty words that are not intended for little listening ears.
Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get started. So, starting a new book, we knew there's going to be 800 new characters
Yep.
and more POVs.
Yes.
Which I didn't have this on the notes because I didn't see it wasn't there, but I put in the prologue that we get Signy's point of view, which I think is a first.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention that we get two, I think, of Signy's point of views in this section.
Do we?
Yeah, because there's a later one where she's in the bedroom and the
Oh,
king comes
right.
in and they're
Yep.
talking about how they're leaving in a
After the
fortnight.
the
Yep.
funeral or thing or whatever. Yep. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. That's right.
Yep. So yeah, I just wanted to put that in there
Mm-hmm.
because I thought that was interesting, which I'm excited about too, that we get
Yeah,
that one
me too.
added, even though it's a lot going on.
She's
But
doing a good job with it. Like Demi Winters,
yes,
though, I'm impressed
I've
at
noticed more in this
how well
book
it's going.
that we're not changing characters' point of view as much.
Yeah.
We did it once or twice with like Ray and Hecla, but I think that was it that I
Mm-hmm.
remember.
Yeah. And we go back and forth between like Scylla Saga and then the
Yep.
Ray and Hecla.
But
But
it's like
yeah.
it's within each location
Yes, true.
because each chapter is in a specific location.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like that. So that helps keep it more. Oh, and now we have Cass's point of view too.
Right. That's
I was
right.
like,
We
oh
have
my goodness gracious.
Signy, Cass, Scylla, Saga, Ray, Hecla.
Hecla,
I think that's everybody
that might be Jonas.
so far. Oh yeah, we do still have Jonas.
So
Mm-hmm.
Jonas, there's things going on with Jonas still, which I thought he was
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like okay, he's done after book two,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't think he was dead,
Yeah,
but
I think we agreed he wasn't dead,
we
but
we both agreed he wasn't dead. But still, the fact that he came back and
yeah,
is like still has a part of this is very interesting.
it is.
So
It is.
and we'll get into that. But
Yeah,
I
we
just
should
want
do
to put that in
characters
there
real
real
quick,
quick.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We should do characters. What else do we have?
Okay, Alti. I don't know if you listened.
I
Um,
did. It
okay.
sounded like Atlee, but it might have been just because I was listening so fast because I
Okay.
try to keep up with how fast I read
Yeah.
because otherwise I get irritated. But I don't know.
So Atli or
Alti.
Alti
Yep.
Hawkinson,
Mhm.
which is Ivan's older brother, and he's like the heir to the Hackinson or Haken, whatever.
And
Um,
it's Avend, just like it's Asa.
Avend. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Avend.
There's so many Ivans and all that. Oh my goodness. Ivers,
Avend.
Ivan, Evend, Avend,
Yeah. Okay.
Igor, Olga. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be on one tonight. I can already
Yep.
tell. Okay. Um, Oleg, Cass's half brother,
Mm-hmm.
younger half brother.
Younger half brother. We don't like him. I don't like him.
And then Radomir, Cass's older brother, that
Mm-hmm.
was killed by I'm calling it a Pegasus
Yeah,
because it
that they
is
think they
the
even call
winged
it that
horse.
at one point. Mm-hmm.
I must have missed that, but it's a Pegasus, man.
Yeah. And then Kaya.
Kaya.
Kaisha,
Yep.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Kaya, which is Ray's ex.
Mm-hmm.
Not a huge fan of her either.
Ex boo thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She's a bitch. Okay, and then okay. I thought about this one right before we got on here. It's like I can't even remember, but
Elisava.
Elisava or something like that. Yeah.
I was calling her Elisava, but
Elisava. Yes, that's
is that
it.
what it is? Okay,
Yes.
Elisava.
Elisava, which is Cass's sister.
Mm-hmm.
And older or younger? Do we remember?
I don't think they said.
Because she acted like when she was kind of telling Saga about what happened with like the brother and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She sounded like it was our brother type of thing. So I'm wondering if she's not part of the half brother clan. Does that make
Right.
sense? Like she's
Mm-hmm.
with the same parent.
She's yeah, full
Yeah.
sibling to Cass.
Yeah. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering. I don't know. But
Oh, and then we have Havoc, the
yep.
Pegasus.
Yep. Speaking of the
Yeah.
Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And then it was Ingvar.
Ingvar.
Ingvar, because so many continents, not enough vowels here. Um, that's like the head honcho of the Queen's Guard for Jarl Hacken,
Mm-hmm.
and he like kind of befriends this group of the group they brought from Calsgarde
Yeah.
that is supposed to stay with Scylla. That's Ray's friends. So he has
Yeah,
been
I've got like
added.
Ray's Queen's Guard, and then
He's
this is
added
part of
to,
Jarl
yep.
Haken's
And
Queen
then he
Guard.
has some of his own, I think, too. So
Mm-hmm.
she's got this like whole fucking
Yeah.
posse now.
Which would be so obnoxious
Yeah.
to be followed around by all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we have Falgard, which we'll
Mm-hmm.
talk more in depth about him, I think, later. I have some notes on him, but
Yeah.
he was once a member of King Hrolf's retinue, which is Scylla's grandfather, and he is the one who saved Princess Svala from her father.
Yep. 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 And then you had Valand, and I cannot for the life of me off the top of my head remember who Valand was.
Yeah, me neither. I did
But
not put any
he's the
notes
guy
today.
at the end with Jonas.
Oh, yeah, he's the guy. He's the
He's the
guy at
guy.
the end with Jonas. He's the guy.
Maybe that's the first time we hear him. I don't
Well, I
remember.
just threw that in. Okay, so yeah, I guess the first time we hear about him is in chapter 13, but I think that's the first Jonas chapter that we get in this book, and that's when Signy mentions the name when
Yeah, take
she's
him
like,
to
"You're gonna go
Valand or
see
something
him.
like
Yeah, go
that.
see
Yeah.
Voland or whatever." Yeah, so I just was like, "Oh, new name, throw it in there," and then I was gonna come back with details about him later. Apparently, I did not. But yeah, he's the guy that he meets at the end.
Yep. And then keep going.
Oh yeah, it's my turn, huh? And then we have the Forest Maiden, which we'll talk about that more too. She has lots of different names, but um, I don't know how much we want to talk about her right now. She's got
We
two parts. We meet one part of her, I
yeah,
suppose we
we'll,
could
we'll
say.
get it. We'll get into that one for
We'll
sure
definitely get
later.
into that one. Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I had a couple extras that you didn't. So
Okay.
Lady Tala, which is
Mm-hmm.
basically like the etiquette teacher, but she also was like motherly towards Scylla.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have the Gala, which was the giant spider mother thing that they were
Oh,
talking about.
Gajala, Gala. Yeah, I
Yeah,
have some
with like
notes on that later too.
okay, cool. And then I also had Kroger, which is the sleeping dragon.
Oh, yes. I see. I
Yes.
thought we'd already talked about that before. That's why I
I
didn't
thought
put
so
that one in
too,
there.
but I looked back in our notes. I didn't see it. So
Oh, okay.
he's on there now. All right. Location, location, location. These are some of my favorites. Okay, so obviously we have Copa. That's where like Scylla and um Atlee and Jarl Hacken and all those kind of ones. They're hanging out
Mm-hmm.
there. And then we have Kovagrad, which is the capital of Jesus.
Zagadka,
Zagaraka.
Zagadka,
Zagaraka.
Zagadka.
Zagaraka. Where Cass and Saga and that whole crew is.
Mhm.
And then we have Sunavik back in the capital is where Jonas is.
Hmm.
How did he get there? I don't remember,
I
but he
know.
got
I
there.
don't think he remembers either because we see him in the
He just
avalanche
was
and then
like
all of a sudden he like
frostbitten and
wakes
now he's in,
up.
yeah, and he's in Sunavik.
Hmm. Yeah.
What the fuck happened? I don't know. I have
Or he
questions.
does say
What?
that he no, he does say that he rode for like 3 days to
Because he
get
wants
there.
to talk to the queen.
Yeah, I remember he said like after he got woke up from the avalanche and all that stuff, like that's how he got the frostbite was because he was already cold and kind of frostbitten, and then he rode for 3 days pretty much straight to get to Sunavik.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember he said that.
Okay. And then I also want to put on here because Zagaragaran, whatever, is not on the fucking map, which
I know.
bothers me. And there's so
Yeah.
much going on there. And
Yeah.
now at the end of this section, there's about to be some serious shit going down there. It should be on
Yeah.
the map, okay? And then the Isle of Carthia, I believe. I don't know
Hmm.
if it's gonna be of importance. But Falgard tells Scylla that a healer came from there to try and cure the great grandma,
Brita.
Brita. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know if that's gonna be important because
Hmm.
like we have a I don't know. I kind of thought
I kind
I
of
don't know,
skimmed
was
over that.
curious
Yeah.
because like Zagaragara, whatever, is all shifters and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And then like we have a bunch of different like kinds of either Ashbringers or whatever the mind reader type situation, Galdra in Ilsalor. So I'm like, okay, do we have healers in this other country? Like, do these countries just have different
Hmm.
kinds of magic kind of thing? Was
Oh, good
kind of what
thought.
I wondered. So I figure it's just worth putting in there, but we'll see. But it is
Yeah.
also not on the fucking map, and nor do we know which direction
Yeah.
any of this
That
is.
usually I don't pay as much attention to the maps, but that frustrated me too.
Yes. I mean, it's not the first book this has happened to, it's not the last book, but
I know, but this book was going so strong with
it
or the
was going
series at least was going so strong with the map
with the
so
map
far. But
situation until we
hmm
started adding extra stuff that don't make no damn sense.
yeah.
Okay. Well, those are my little rants. So let's move on to history and let you rant for a few minutes.
Okay. All right, so chapter 18. Scylla, this is when she gets to actually talk to Falgard alone when she goes to his house. And he tells her just a little bit more about her grandparents. So that her grandmother was sick, Brita, and she passed about a month after her diagnosis, whatever her diagnosis was of her sickness. And then after that, her grandfather, King Hrolf, became pretty like depressed, is kind of how it made it sound.
Yeah.
Until one day he said he had a dream. And then all of a sudden, he kind of like perked up and started acting lively again, but was strange and different, and saying that he had found a way to be with Brita again.
Hmm.
So, just another little tiny bit of history on that front.
Yeah.
And then in chapter 21, so Lady Tala takes Scylla down into like the caverns or caves basically beneath the fortress because it's built into a mountain,
Hmm.
um, an old volcano.
Yep.
And there's like,
Brimma.
yeah,
Oh, I can't
yes,
think of what
that's
it
what
actually is, but
it is
it's
something
really
or
close to that.
Brimmy or something like that. It
Yep.
sounded kind of feminine. Yeah, Brimmy, yeah, is the name of the mountain, the volcano mountain that it's built into.
Hmm.
And there's like primitive homes built into the cave walls, and drawings depicting. So those this is like way back in the past, people lived there in these caves. And there's drawings on the walls depicting their early history. So she notices that the king in one of these drawings is fighting Merkur alone, and he holds a sword in one hand and a blue stone in the other. So she inquires to Tala about the stone, and it's a Halda stone, which is what Ray's tattoos are made out of, is the Halda stone ground up into powder and whatnot. Um, it's like a storage place for Galder, like a natural mineral, blessed by Sunvald. And when it's ground up and used in things like tattoos on the Galdra, um, it's that's when it's like a storage place. Basically, like they can store extra Galdra there and then access it. And then, but also it's a natural substance where it has Galdra in it, And the only people, so she remembers that Sunvald gave the Volsics like a special power slash weapon
Mhm.
that they can only they can wield that will help them defeat Merker. And then she realizes that when she pushed Ray that one time after
Mhm.
the deer situation, and then Skreda, both with great force, she had been surrounded by this blue stone in some form. And she finally realizes that as a Volsic, she's able to harness Galder power from these stones and express it without having that Galder naturally inside of her. So this is the special power slash weapon that
Mhm.
the Volsics only, it appears, can use.
Okay, let's do clues and possible foreshadowing.
Hmm. I
Okay,
feel like there was a lot in this book.
yes. Um, I'll just kind of put this out there and then you can go with it because
Yeah.
you went on this, but the recaps at the
Hmm.
beginning of these books are awesome,
Yeah.
fantastic, love it. Such a good short. Like
Super
obviously not
nice.
all like the points are hit, but like, hey, remember this is the events that happen in this book. This is the events that happen in this book. So that way when you've read this series and you're trying to think back of what happened in which book or whatever,
Yeah.
you kind of know, or like the
Yeah.
order of it happening.
It's super
So I
nice.
did
And I
like
feel
that.
like the things that she puts in the recap are probably like the things that, like, okay, we need to pay attention to these things
I think
because
so
it's going to
too.
come back up.
Obviously, it's not gonna have all the clues,
Yeah. No. Yeah.
um, but that was I loved that.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so we start with the prologue with Signy, which was super cool. And then she says something about like the special friend, and my thought was like, is this Merker?
Yeah. I had that too.
I know
Hmm.
you had that, so I wanted to see what you thought
Yeah.
of that.
Oh, yeah. I totally think it's Merker.
Yeah,
That was exactly what I put too. Yeah. It sounds
and
like
that's
Merker has been in Signy's ear this whole time, but now she can't hear him. And she's like, where did he go? This is my special friend. Where did he go? And I think it's because he's found Scylla Saga now and he doesn't need Signy anymore.
but like that's what I was saying. Remember,
Hmm.
like I think in like the first or second, I don't remember, but at some point I was like, yeah, Signy's got something going on with
Oh,
Merker. I
yeah.
just don't know what.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Definitely.
that was kind of
Yeah.
confirmed there.
Also chapter two again. I don't know if we care anymore, but it does seem like Cass can read Saga's thoughts. So maybe she is using it. Maybe she's projecting in some way and she doesn't even realize it. Maybe she is able to use her powers.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe he can just hear her thoughts. Or maybe it's just convenience that he's
It's
just
just
there when she thinks
convenience.
about stuff. I don't know.
Or maybe
Yeah.
she's just like one of those people that you can just fucking read what they're thinking. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, maybe.
it's not like he's flat out like, oh, don't go out that door after she was just thinking, I'm going to run out that fucking door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
if it's even important anymore or anything, but
It could be.
it could be. There's been lots of times where we're like, this isn't important. Then it comes back and it's like, crap, that was super,
Shit,
super
that was
important.
important. Yeah.
Okay, and then I just had to put chapter four, wolves. Maybe not all of them are werewolves, they're shifters, but he is a
Yeah.
wolf. I mean, obviously he's
Yep.
not like a pretty wolf. He's got like disproportionate
He's
limbs
got
and
like
stuff like
spines
that,
and
but
yeah.
it's still a werewolf thing to me. Like
Yep. I
I
see
love
it now.
werewolves.
Yeah. But at first, like there wasn't as much of a description. And so I was
No.
like, this is, I don't know. Maybe it sounds like a bear. I don't know.
Well,
Why
and
would it roar?
I think Oleg is kind of more bear, and then the one that attacks Saga is like mountain cat ish.
Oh yeah.
So they're all like different,
Different. Yeah.
kind of. Yeah, but I should throw that in there because werewolves. I love werewolves. All right, chapter eight. So Rob and Elisava come for breakfast,
Alasava.
and then they tell Saga the history of the gods of the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking through a book in her room, and Saga asks them to translate the story behind a picture of a warrior on a winged horse. And Rob says, "Clans beyond the river, this battle is many long years ago when things in Zakadaki had whatever were different." Um, I'm just wondering, it seems like they have their own gods, basically.
Yes.
Like they worship the seasons. And then,
We have the bear gods,
which I'm
which
also wondering,
the
is the bear
Urkins,
god
the
fake? Or is the bear god a
hold on
real
though.
god also?
Well, now this has got me thinking even more. Okay, so the bear gods, the Urkins, they came from somewhere else They invaded
Mm-hmm.
Norverland, whatever. That's where Dad or Ivan's, whatever the fuck
Ivor.
the yes,
Yeah.
that dad, his name was like Harold or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He took over the Norverlands,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ivor got Sigyn from there,
Mm-hmm.
Signy, Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
and they left to go take over Isildur from the
Yep.
Volscics. So
Mm-hmm.
they came from somewhere different. They have their different gods. They have the bear gods and such.
Mm-hmm.
The Zaragakians, Zaragakians have these season gods.
Mm-hmm.
The Galdra have the quote unquote old gods
Yeah.
from Isildur or whatever. So I think it could be important
Yeah. I mean, we've
with
got
like
like
how you said
creature
about how like
gods.
there's different magics on different
Yeah. Different continents
soil
or
and all
whatever
that
soil.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got like the creature gods. We've got like the above the earth and below the earth gods, and we have the season gods. My chapter 10 note is when Cass tells Saga about the Oracle and how the Oracle saw that Havoc, the Pegasus, must
Yeah.
be kept alive, as he is supposed to one day carry a great warrior that will usher in a new era of prosperity. And basically, the horse is the one who will, like, basically choose this warrior, is how they put it.
Mm.
And it just that's interesting because then when Saga met, because before this, Saga, Raven Elisava took her to go meet Havoc, and they're all terrified of him and stuff like that, and she's wary of him too. But then she kind of says how she feels like it's connection to the
Pull
horse.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she
Yep.
feels this strange like connection, kinship with it. So I'm wondering, is Saga going to be this great warrior that the horse allows to ride it, and she helps to usher in this era of prosperity and peace?
Probably. I
Yeah.
think she's the queen, but
Oh, I do too. I was going to
in
bring
our
that up
little
later, but yeah,
prophecy. Yeah.
I think Scylla is going to be queen, and Saga is kind of no, backwards. Good gravy.
I was say, wait a minute, hold
Saga
on.
Saga is going to be queen eventually,
Yeah.
and Scylla is going to be just kind of like her warrior, basically. She's going to get to go back to fighting and stuff
Yeah.
and being free. Yeah.
Maybe. But also like just because we're kind of like on the like all this and the death and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, like it seems very foreshadowing, like about how Scylla's like, it doesn't matter because someday Saga's gonna come in soon and
Yeah.
take over the queenly duties and stuff like that. It's not a big deal because Saga's gonna do this. I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
learn this because Saga's, but what if she dies? Then Scylla has to do this.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
kind of why I
know.
think she's not going to die. It's because I think it's kind of being pushed in her face. Maybe it's being pushed too hard in her face. That
Maybe.
Scylla, good. I'm done. Saga is going to be the queen.
Yes, could be. Yeah.
Okay, and then this was kind of weird. I felt like it was kind of a random dream, but anyways, in chapter 12, Scylla has another one of her like dreams, but it's basically like the Dark One's lair, and there's chaos all around, but he's just kind of sitting there bored. And then after this dream is like she feels him more and more inside of her, and she's starting to grow restless, and then she realizes it wasn't so much a dream as it was a memory, like the Dark One's one of the Dark One's memories, and one that he did not mean to share, or that he had not
Yeah.
shared freely. Like she's getting into his head almost. I
Yeah.
don't know if anything important came. It's like if there's anything important about that specific dream because it didn't seem real important. I don't know. Okay, and we talked about this a little bit already. Chapter 12. So someone tries to poison Scylla,
Yep.
and I want to know who.
That was Astrid, and she like starts having convulsing issues or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I think it was Kaja or whatever.
Kaya.
It just Kaya, yeah. It just seemed like some mean girl shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, Ray's gonna be mine, bitch. I could be
Yeah.
totally wrong, but that's what it seemed like to me.
I
So,
suspected her too, but I also wondered. Oh, there was somebody else that I was wondering. The older brother. I don't know if I trust him either. Alti.
yeah, that's like wants to take her to the meadow and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I
I
fully
think
trust
he's
him, but I
just
don't know
trying to
why he
get
would want her
her.
dead. But
Well, he brought flowers right before that, remember?
mm-hmm.
And gave one to Liv and Kaya and then
And
gave her
Tala.
the rest.
Yeah.
Because he found him in the meadow or whatever. And that's right before this Astrid comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe.
I don't know. I don't trust him for sure. I don't
Yeah,
know if it's him, but I don't trust him.
could
All right,
be.
and then chapter 13, we have the Corpse Bringers.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so is
this
this
is
a new band? I mean, Signe wanted Jonas to meet Volland. He's
mhm.
the leader of these Corpse Bringers. So, but they're like, what are they, like Draugr killers or
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm thinking. So like they so Jonas was thrown into the pits when he tried to talk to or thrown into the dungeon when he tried to talk to Signy.
uh-huh.
And then so they have this fighting ring pits whatever thing going on. And then chained to the pillars are like these three Draugrs basically. And it's kill or be killed is basically what they say.
Hmm.
And they don't give him any weapons and then he has to figure out how to like take them all down and he does. And so, but it's a bunch of the warriors are there. So I don't know
Hmm.
if that means it's like Signy's warriors or
Are these her
what.
super soldiers that Ivar kind of doesn't know about?
That's what I was thinking too. That like have had the magic potion that I can't think of what it is. Um, but um, that's kind of what I'm thinking is it's those guys, and then he's just got brought into it, and they have to kill these Draugrs. But my thought is if that's what it is, if it's the Queen's super soldiers,
Hmm.
why are they also trying to find ways to fight the Draugrs? Because I would
I
think
know,
she's on
that
the
was my
bad
thought
side,
too. That was my thought too.
but maybe she's not on the bad side because she was just in a shitty situation too, where she got brought out of her place.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Or does she even realize that the Draugrs are connected to Merkur yet?
Yeah.
All right, so then in chapter 15, a weaver comes in to weave Scylla's threads. Basically, the goal is one, to see if Saga's still alive, and then two, to see if there's a way to break the curse
Mhm.
with Merkur. And she also sees, so when the weaver's weaving, she sees a great battle taking place under a great tree, which we understand now what that means. Um, but then she starts to like look into how to break the bargain, and as soon as she kind of starts to get close and has some answers, it seems, then the dark one, I thought initially the dark one killed her, but he just like basically knocks her out. um and then he says that he's not done with Scylla yet, so there is a way to break the curse, otherwise he wouldn't have panicked the way he did. There is a way, and I think she's going to figure it out before
Yeah.
the end of the series and be able to break the curse. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 16. So this is where Ray gets to meet Kritka.
Hmm.
And at first the squirrel asks Hecla why he smells of the protector. So at first,
Hmm.
so this is before we realize that like Scylla is the protector later. But I was like, oh, Scylla? Okay. Um,
See,
but then,
this is what solidified it for me that
oh
Scylla
yeah.
was the
Oh yeah.
protector.
Yeah, definitely. And then, but this is the part that I really grabbed onto. So then it tells how its mistress is older than the gods. Because
Hmm.
originally we were thinking that this tree or whatever that this mistress is in was one of the gods, like possibly Sunvald's wife or whatever.
Hmm.
But whoever this is older. So the forest maiden is older than the gods. So she's not one of the gods then, is what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the wolf mother, pine tree, Hilda, forest maiden, etc. She's got other names as well. But yeah, I was like, okay. Curious to see how this plays out because she's not
Eh,
one of the gods. So where does
but
she
she's
fit? In a way,
also
it felt
one of
random, but
she's one of the fairy tale creatures that
right
Ray remembers
from
um
grandma.
grandma telling him about. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, what else has grandma told him
What
that
else
like
does grandma
maybe
know?
what else does grandma know? But she's like this ancient weaver type lady, which
Mm-hmm.
also makes me wonder if she was the fucking weaver from the beginning of the last book.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still a boy that I think is still alive. And I have questions.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we can keep going. Sorry.
You're good. Okay, then chapter 20, we have the wolf spider.
Mhm.
So Hecla recognizes that this first thing she recognizes that it feels ancient to her.
Mhm.
And then so I'm thinking, okay, so like is it the mist or the dark one in the spider? But it seems like it's its own thing.
That's its own
And it
thing.
speaks into her mind and it says, quote, "You," it hissed at her mind. Hecla stumbled back, trying to understand how she could hear this thing inside her mind. "Our mother has warned us of you. You won't escape us this time," taunted the spider. "Jala or Jala, whatever, 8 legs, will taste you first, but we will end you last." The part about this that I was like, wait, our mother has
Mm-hmm.
warned us of you? Who is their mother? And why is it
Mm-hmm.
saying our also? But who's the mother? Okay, and then my last one from chapter 20. So the forest maiden says that the leech or the mist, which she says the leech is not the mist. Anyways, like this leech is Merker's progeny. It's not Merker. It's Merker's progeny. Whatever that means.
Yeah, and like the way they kind of explained it is it's like seeds of a virus
Mm-hmm.
that are being planted. Um, which
Through the
is
trees, the whatever, with the special trees that were
the
blessed by Sunbald.
halder trees.
Yeah.
Halder trees? Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
something like
so.
that.
Um, yeah. And the mist is basically just a spreading of a virus.
Mm-hmm.
And the virus is Merker, but it's
Mm-hmm. But it's
the
not Merker.
spreading of it.
It's of Merker,
Yeah.
but it's not him.
Hmm. Okay. So the last one we have in this section, chapter 22, is we are in Zagadagada or whatever. And the gates are down and the Urkins are coming. And that is how we leave part one. And
Yep.
I was like, oh, fuck yes. Oh, yes. This is fantastic. And I can't wait to see what happens. So I don't know. That's all I
Yeah.
got, though.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just really excited about that. And obviously, that's foreshadowing for okay, we
Oh
have a
yeah,
battle
totally.
coming,
We have two battles coming.
at least two battles coming.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is interesting that they're kind of playing out at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm now thinking about that more and more after you mentioned that earlier. Interesting. Okay, let's get into quotes and honorable mentions.
Okay. I only had one.
Okay.
In chapter 20 when Hecla tells Ray and is it Avend? She said?
Avon. Yeah.
Avend. When she I think the spider's coming, they're fighting the mist and the creatures and all this stuff. They're kind of bickering and she's like, "Focus, children." Which they act like brothers. We both have boys, and
Yep.
it just made me laugh because I feel like I say that every single day. Focus, children.
And then like, oh my goodness, about how Ray is saying how Gunnar and Avon were like rushing to
Yes.
take her saddles off her horse and like brush it down and shit like
Uh,
that. I was like, oh my God.
uh-huh.
That was funny as fuck. Um, I had in chapter two, whatever, I'm not gonna try and say it, but Cass calls her my queen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Saga, my queen. So I think that's also interesting. I think it also is foreshadowing as well. But
Oh yeah.
I think
Mm-hmm.
she is this queen in the prophecy for like the tree, the serpent,
And the queen.
the dragon and the queen.
The
Yeah.
dragon and the queen, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think she's the queen. And I think she's gonna have to use Scylla as like the blue rock, essentially. Scylla is
Mm.
gonna be used as the blue rock. So I think that's why she's the queen that's gonna have to use the blue rock. It's gonna have to use what it is. That's thoughts and theories,
Theories.
but
Okay.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then chapter 19, we are finally going to check on our
Yeah.
cart with the rhodium blades. And I was
Yeah, I
like,
thought
this is
that too.
important.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all I could think about. I was like, where the fuck is this cart? Like, it obviously went to Istra, but like, did it burn up? Like, what's going on
Yeah.
there? But we still have all the rhodium blades, so that's important, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, chapter 20, I just want to say I called it.
Mm-hmm.
Scylla is the protector. And it had to do when she was protected by the Grimwolf along the road of bones from book one. When those mercenaries tried to like mug her and stuff like that. So I just
Yep.
want to say, fuck yeah.
Yep. You can hold that one.
And then chapter 20, we have a plan, and it is a good plan, and I love a good plan. So we have to kill the Havatra tree, which is the tree that is spreading all these seeds, or quote unquote the mist,
Mm-hmm.
to stop the poison from spreading. And then Ray is gonna go get the protector, which is Scylla, and more
Mm-hmm.
warriors. And then Hecla is going to take this forest maiden to the southwest, the farthest southwest, which makes me wonder, are we going to the southern bogs? Because that's on the map. I don't
Mm.
know. Or are we going to the southwest of the western woods,
Mm-hmm.
which would be like Midfjord, which is where Hecla grew up. So
Yeah.
interesting there. And I think Midfjord is also where
Where Saga
Saga
wanted to
wanted
go.
to go.
Because that's where Anna told them that there's like a whole bunch of Galdra all together. That's like where a big part of the Aprisna is at.
Right. Which makes me wonder if that is the Heartwood where they are supposed to be meeting for the battle, where
Mm-hmm.
this other part of the forest tree spirit woman is going to be. She's going to get her other part of her tree, and then she's going to call the forest spirits and all the creatures, and they can meet there in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah.
So I think Midfjord is going to be where everybody meets up, where everything like finally goes down, like Kingdom of Ash level shit is gonna
Yeah.
happen in Midfjord. And I don't think it's gonna be in this book somehow. Does that make
No,
sense? I feel like we're gonna
I
get
don't think so
delayed
either. I
and
think we're gonna have
delayed and delayed.
a lot more information going on, and yeah, a bunch of
Yeah.
delays.
But I think that's what's gonna happen here. So that I think
Yeah.
that is big bad, and there's a reason that Midfjord's there, and it's on the other side of the sleeping dragons. The
Mm-hmm.
sleeping dragons are important. Um, Yeah. So anyway, I just want to put that in clues and honor, or quotes and honorable mentions,
Mm-hmm.
because I love a good plan. You know me, I love a good
Oh
thesis
yeah.
statement. And it wasn't a thesis statement, but close enough. So
Yeah.
that's all I got.
Okay.
So Love Island, got anybody new other
No,
than
nobody knew. I mean,
our fighting with Gunnar and Avon is kind of funny, not gonna
it
lie.
is kind of funny.
And
She's
she's
gonna
just
have to
like,
let Gunner
Jesus.
down at some point here.
She's gonna have to let Gunnar down. Or she's just gonna be like, yeah, I'm good. Let them duke it out. Or it's gonna be a weird love triangle kind of situation, and it's gonna stay that way. And they're all gonna be happy about it. I don't know
I don't know. I also wonder on this topic, what's up with Liv?
how she's
Avon's
kind of being nice, but
well,
she's
and
still buddy
she's
buddy with.
yeah, she's buddy buddy with Kaya. But
Hmm.
she's also being nice to Scylla. But also they keep mentioning like it appears like it seems like there was something that happened with her and Avon. Like that maybe is I'm thinking like a pregnancy or like what happened. Because they keep almost making it seem like he can't like he still is betrothed to her. Or maybe he was, something happened, and then he just hasn't broken it off. I just want to know what the something happened, what the something was that happened. Because they've mentioned it a couple times now.
All right, thoughts and theories. You go first.
Okay. So first, again, I don't have anything written down. But I'm wondering if Jonas, I kind of think that Jonas is gonna actually end up, not that I want him to because I don't like him, but I kind of wonder if he's gonna like almost accidentally end up fighting with them again. Because he's on this like side that fights the Draugr.
We think, yeah. I was
Yeah.
thinking that too.
So is he gonna like they're eventually gonna meet up on mutual fighting ground. But then I don't want him to be redeemed. Like I don't feel like he deserves redemption at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Um Also with Cass, the way that he keeps calling Saga his queen, I caught on to that too. Um and I almost wonder is Saga because okay, if he's the heir
Hmm.
to Zagadaki or whatever, she's the heir to whatever, Isildur, right?
Hmm.
That's the continent that, yeah. Would she end up becoming the queen of Zagadakia and then Scylla is becomes the queen of Isildur? Are they both going to be queens?
Oh, could be.
Hmm. Yeah, and I also definitely think that Scylla, I give up. Saga is going to be this like, see, I see her basically saving the Zagadakians, being this great warrior that rides the Pegasus, ends up marrying Cass, and is the queen over there. So that's what kind of what I think about that, and then I think Scylla will end up being queen of Isildur,
Okay.
and they'll have a Volsec on two thrones to get rid of chaos in both places. Um, I don't know, the whole stuff with the mother and the tree and the mist and the seeds and the virus. I don't have any new thoughts besides what we've already talked about, so
Yeah.
you can go.
Okay.
Hmm.
I just wanted to point out that last week we talked about when we talked about Roots of Darkness or whatever,
Hmm.
we talked about who the her is that the jogger looks at Hecla when she's in the barn or whatever and says
Hmm.
you smell like her or whatever, and then we
Hmm.
speculated. So obviously in this section we found out that the her is Scylla.
Hmm.
Um that was something I was right about, but I wasn't going to put that in there, but
Yeah.
it was there. And then okay, so this kind of thing with the blue rock or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she's in the caves or whatever, right, with Lady Tala. And she sees how the king has the blue rock or whatever, right?
Hmm.
So I think the queen is going to use her as a blue rock. So I think she can absorb any power and use any power that she's
Hmm.
around. So I think like the Galder that she's around, she can use.
I thought that too.
But hold on, hold on.
Okay.
Okay. So think about the red fucking cloak.
Yeah.
It is an Ashbringer um cloak. It's for Ashbringers to protect them from their fire, basically, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So she has not had a fucking light problem since she lost her cloak.
Hmm.
Remember?
Hmm.
Book like one into book one, she has light all over her arms. She loses her fucking cloak. Doesn't have a fucking light problem anymore.
I thought that was because she figured out how to like control her Galder though. At
That's
that
what
point
they
it was like,
think. That's what they
okay,
think. Or she was using the soldier leaves a couple times.
skilled leaves, yeah.
Scold, whatever. Soldier boy leaves. Okay.
Hmm.
And then that like makes sense. She's around Ray and she has like this immense strength. And then I don't understand the frost thing, but I don't know. I think she's like a conduit in the
Okay.
same sense too. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense that she has all this extra power.
Yeah.
um and all sorts of different powers. So I don't think she's just an Ashbringer. Um, but the red cloak kind of like solidified that for me. Like maybe she's not necessarily an Ashbringer, but that
Hmm.
was a tool she was able to use to have Ashbringer power.
Okay.
So I don't know. So we'll just see where it goes. But that's about all I have.
I just that made
That
me
we
oh
haven't
sorry,
talked
no, go
about.
ahead.
Just that's the only thoughts I had that we haven't talked about yet, obviously.
Okay.
So
I just when you were saying that I remembered one other thought that I had when I was reading. Um I can't remember exactly where it was, but at some point Merker kind of like makes it known that her Ashbringer magic, the heart of her magic, whatever that he's accessed, is not what he expected it to be and not exactly what he needs and was looking for. But he's kind of working with it. And because her Ashbringer, like it presents as Ashbringer, but it's also frost, like you just said, like it's the
mhm.
frost fire.
And the
And which
blade breaker
seems,
strength and
yeah, but it's like the heart of her magic, because she does have magic in her, because otherwise Merker wouldn't be able to get it, because he goes for the heart of her magic. And she can feel
maybe
that
he's
in
been
her,
weaving himself into the Volsic line. What if a life for a life is he took because her their parents were Galdra.
right?
They took the power from he was able to take. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's like the life of their Galdra or something like that.
Maybe, maybe. Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I mean, it seems like what she has is unique. I almost
Yeah.
wonder if it's not. I like what you're saying with the conduit thing. I think I'm on board with that. And I'm almost wondering if, because I know that the different powers present differently. Like Ray's Ashbringer is smoke, where Avon's is actual fire. Um, but hers seems like very unique because it doesn't seem like anybody else has experienced somebody with her type of Ashbringer before.
Yeah.
So is it a different power altogether? And then yeah, she's also like a conduit. And also agree with your conduit thing because remember when she's fighting Kaya and she can't
Yeah.
access any of her magic,
Yep.
and
But she's able
she's able
to
to
move
move around her.
incredibly fast.
Yeah, because she's
Yes.
a whatever
Harefoot.
harefoot. Um, yeah, and so she's able to like actually outmaneuver her once she catches on that she's moving quickly.
Yeah.
And then also Kaya calls her, I also grabbed onto this. Kaya calls her a thief. Remember, Kaya calls her a thief, and we
Mm-hmm.
just
So did
assume
she take it?
that she means, yeah, well, I think the assumption is supposed to be that she's a thief because she took Ray, but I think that, yeah,
Uh-huh.
I
Exactly.
remember
That
thinking
that
that
was
when
the
I read
first
it.
thing I thought of is she took her
Yeah,
fucking
that me
power.
too. Yeah, like, did she take the car? Because she's darting around and then she calls her a thief and bests her. So, yeah, yeah, I like that. I like the thought that she's either a conduit or also can like steal other people's powers.
Yeah, like a generator, like she can take it all in, store it, and then use it
Yeah,
later. Yeah.
yeah, yep. Guess we'll find out.
Guess we'll find out. Okay, Jess, the big question of the night. Did you add to the cry counter?
I did not.
Oh, that's good. Well, where are you at then?
I'm still at 2.5 for the series.
Good job.
Yeah.
I'm still at a 0.
Okay.
So I'll take it.
All right. We hope you are all enjoying reading through the Ashen series by Demi Winters with us.
To keep up with our next reads and other fun book related stuff, do all the things liking, following, and subscribing on all of our platforms.
Next week, we will be reading and discussing part 2 of Dawn of the North by Demi Winters.
Part 2 is chapters 23 through 47, and it's also called Saplings.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you can't wait to talk about it, you can do so over on the Fable app and discuss with us spoiler-free chapter by chapter.
And as always, buddy reading any book with Book Besties is so much fun.
So make sure to share our podcast with your book besties. And if you don't have any book besties,
Then become one of ours. And until next week, fill those drinks with ice.
and your books with spice.
Bye.
Bye.